It finally happened. A couple years ago, Apple introduced to the world the next gen CarPlay, and then nothing happened. It was just radio silent. But then, today we finally get an update to this next gen, now called CarPlay Ultra. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of the suffix naming, but that's besides the point. What I really liked about this announcement years ago was the seamless integration of everything, taking CarPlay to the next level, not just for entertainment purposes or GPS, but now actual system control of the vehicle. And now we have our first official candidate, Aston Martin. Now it's going to be quite some time, years even, before it rolls out to the more affordable vehicles. But this is Apple's MO. What they do is they start with the higher premium tier names and then they slowly roll it out. When they introduced the keyless entries to the car, it was for high-end named car brands, nothing that was going to be under $20,000. I mean, shoot, even with my Tesla, to get keyless entry without the key fob, that still cost over $60,000 at the time of me buying that. But before I had my Tesla, I had a Volkswagen. And that Volkswagen had CarPlay, and I fell in love with CarPlay. I didn't even know I needed that until I had it on my vehicle. Now, admittedly, for the last 6 years, I find myself missing CarPlay a lot. But what I miss about CarPlay was using Apple Maps. I like the UI. It's very clean. I don't care for Tesla's UI for GPS. It's not my favorite. But what Tesla has had a leg up on everybody else was its system integration just on the one screen itself, and you're able to control everything. And now that is on the CarPlay Ultra. Now, on the technical side of making this happen, we'll talk about it very briefly. It's going to require a wireless transmission from your phone to the car. There is no wired CarPlay Ultra. And likewise, evidently, a lot of the stuff is going to be locally done in the vehicle itself, which also makes sense for control purposes, climate control, seating adjustments, and things of that nature. But no, none of that really matters, not to me at least. What I love about this announcement now that it's finally rolling out, is we finally get to even further blur the line between hardware and software, and it's all one big user experience at this point. And if there's one thing I will give Apple credit for, is they have a great user experience from top to bottom, left to right, as long as we're not talking about AI stuff. Luckily, no sign of Apple intelligence on these cars yet, so I think we're safe to say we're in a good spot to see this come forward in a very tight-knit fashion. Things to note here, it's not just premium cars or even EVs. They plan on rolling this out to every car eventually at some point that's willing to partner with them. It looks like Mercedes is not going to do that. They're notorious for wanting to have complete control over their software, much like Tesla. But I'm just excited to see this roll out to any make and model, to be honest with you, because this hopefully is the successor, the prodigy of what was supposed to be Project Titan, Apple's once upon a time EV or autonomous car. We don't really know. But Project Titan was their ambition of the auto side, and now we kind of get to see it in this Ultra fashion. Do you think these cars are going to come with an M4 Ultra attached to it? For people who are deep embedded in the Apple ecosystem, not just with their phones, but with their watches, with their iPads, with their computers, with their everything, their cars are going to have the same UI experience, which, how cool would it be? I'm hypothetically in here. How cool would it be that you can then maybe do climate control remotely from your phone to the car if it has this CarPlay Ultra feature associated to it? So you don't need a dedicated app or a widget, but maybe you could just control it from the control center. Things like that. That's where I get excited about, where we're blurring the lines of what is just controlled in the car, what's controlled on the phone, what's software, what's hardware. Me personally, I'm not going to sell my Tesla to get an Aston Martin right now so I can experience these features, but I would be very excited to see 5 years down the road what these cars will be looking like with the integrated software. Maybe more EVs at that point too, because I like using EVs, but maybe we'll have so much saturation with CarPlay Ultra or any of these variances of CarPlay, maybe there'll be other tiers, that the barrier of entry might be as simple as a Honda Civic. $15,000. There you go. I like that world. Whether you're EV or gas, it doesn't, like, I just like the ability of people having access to more vibrant features for their vehicles at the lowest cost possible, which is why I also like using a base iPhone over a Pro. But there you go, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Are you interested in getting one of these new cars now? Are you gonna wait out like me? Let me know, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.